friends, welcome to another edition of Sam's Everyday Cooking. Today we are making a very simple celery soup. It's quick, it's easy, and it's absolutely delicious. So let's begin. Now here we have 2 cups of celery, roughly chopped about this sizes. Anyway, it's going to cook. We are going to take 1 cup of milk. We have, this is about 4 spring onions, finely chopped. Now this is what's going to give it a special flavor. This is fennel seeds, and we have 1 teaspoon of fennel seeds. I have 2 tablespoons of cream. I have a tablespoon of butter, then a bay leaf for flavor, some pepper, salt, and a cup of water. Okay, so let's begin. And then of course I've kept a little bit of celery stick over here, which is just for the garnish. So we have a hot pot over here, and now to this we are going to add in our butter. And everything goes very quickly from here. So we will add our butter, we will add our bay leaf as well. And once the butter is just slightly melted, we'll add our spring onions. It's very quick, it's very easy recipe. It's just that it needs, once this is cooked, the celery is cooked, we need time for it to cool down a little bit. And once you see it's caramelized a little bit, the butter, it's a bit dark, slightly golden brown, we will add in our celery. And this has to cook nicely. One thing I did forget is we need 2 tablespoons of plain flour. So that's for the roux. That's for the thickening agent. So this is 2 tablespoons of plain flour, which I forgot to mention. Alright, so whilst we are cooking down our celery a little bit, we are going to add in some salt now. Maybe 1.5 teaspoons of salt. You can always adjust the salt later. Don't put too much right in the beginning. Now this has to cook for another 5 minutes or so. I want this celery to soften down a little bit. Now, as you can see, our celery is slightly softened. Now we are going to add in our fennel seeds. Now this is going to give that real sweet taste to this soup, which makes all the difference, you know. Alright, and we add in some pepper. I'll add in a little bit now and a little bit later. Now if you prefer white pepper, please go ahead and put white pepper. Okay, now comes our plain flour. This is the thickening agent for the soup. Oh my God, this aroma of the sweet fennel is really so refreshing, especially for these months, summer months, hot summer months. Okay, and the flour has to be slightly roasted. Now I'll add the water. Now I'm adding just plain water. You can also add in stock, chicken stock, whatever you like. I'm just going to add in plain water. And once you add the water in, it will immediately start to thicken. Okay, I'm adding in now 1 cup of milk. And now we're going to allow this to cook for 15-20 minutes. And just like every 5 minutes you can stir it. So this is going to cook for 15-20 minutes. And after it's cooked, we are going to allow it to completely cool down. Then we are going to pulse it and blend it into a soft puree, and strain it after that, because the celery has a lot of fiber and we don't want this fibrous thing coming in our mouth. So we'll strain it and then it'll become a beautiful thick soup, and it's best had with bread or even croutons. Okay, this looks very good, and I'm just going to taste to see and adjust salt and pepper. Okay, so about this small piece. So our soup has been cooking for about 5 minutes or so, and I find that it's a little bit thick, so I'm going to add another half cup of water because it's going to thicken some more. Okay, and we are going to allow it to cook for another 10 minutes. So our soup has been cooking for about 15 minutes now, and I'm going to switch off the hob, and I'm going to allow it to completely cool down before we pulse it. So friends, our soup is completely cooled down, and I've poured half of it in the Nutri-Bullet, and I'm going to blend it. And also I would like to show you that I have kept another pot over here with a strainer ready. So once we have the puree of this, I'm going to strain it as well. Okay, you can see it's become a smooth puree, and I'm going to strain it now. So we have to pour all the soup and we need to strain it. I'm pouring the second batch of it as well, and then I start straining it. And you will see how much fiber you will find at the end of it, and also some of the bits that don't get completely strained. We need a really smooth puree. Friends, as you can see how fibrous this celery is, and all this is the remaining pulp which we are going to discard it. Okay friends, so I'm just reheating the soup because it had cooled down completely, and I've tasted it, and it's really delicious, especially the subtle taste of fennel is really shining through. And now it's nice and hot, so we are going to pour it in a serving bowl, and we'll garnish it with a little bit of cream and the chopped celery. Once our piping hot soup is ready, I'm going to put a little bit of cream over it, and you can add as much as little as you like. If you don't want cream, by all means please omit it, and then put a little bit of the chopped celery. And it's always nice to get a slight crunch with the soup. So friends, our really delicious celery soup is ready. Please do try it and let me know how it turns out for you. And until next time, see you again on Sam's Everyday Cooking. Keep trying my recipes and enjoy delicious, lovely, super food. See you again. Keep well, keep safe. Bye friends.